Okay. I just wanted to let you know this.
The SEC rejected our ETF. Hey guys, welcome back to G4B TV, the show committed to bringing clarity to cryptocurrency. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to keep up on the latest investment news around cryptocurrencies. Well, the Winklevoss twins, as in the social networks Winklevoss twins, are who most Americans know as the entitled and pretentious Harvard twins, who claim they had the original idea for Facebook. But since that trial against Mark Zuckerberg, have moved on to their latest entrepreneurial pursuit of fame and fortune via Bitcoin. They made headlines last year at the peak of Bitcoin's bull rally as their net worth exceeded the much celebrated $1 billion mark.
$1 million isn't cool. You know what's cool?
$1 billion.
A net worth heavily dependent on the price of Bitcoin, and one that has undoubtedly taken a big hit this past year. In their tumultuous race to be the first Bitcoin ETF, the Winklevoss twins were handed their second defeat by the unforgiving hands of the SEC. The SEC's decision was a crushing blow, but of course you don't need to remind them of that.
I'm a competitive racer, Div. I don't think you need to school me on the importance of getting there first. Thank you.
In their decision, the SEC cited issues of security, market manipulation, and investor protection. Following the news, the price of Bitcoin ended its rally as it dipped back below the 8,000 mark. The aptly named Winklevoss Bitcoin Trust
Shit, I need a second to let the classiness waft over me.
Okay.
application was voted down 3-1 and was for a commodity-backed ETF. Last year, the SEC disapproved their application to join the over $4 trillion global ETF market. But in June, they submitted a proposed rule change, likely hoping that the past year's developments of regulated futures and further maturation in the industry could help sway minds at the agency, a plea that apparently fell on deaf ears. The SEC claimed that the new proposal did not support the Winklevoss' argument that Bitcoin markets and the Gemini Exchange are uniquely resistant to manipulation. I suppose they're worried about the concentration of large amounts of Bitcoin in the wallets of whales. Who do we know that owns a lot of Bitcoin? Well, as mentioned before, the Winklevoss twins were reportedly the first verified billionaire Bitcoin holders, and are estimated to hold about 100,000 Bitcoins, after having invested their Facebook settlement of $11 million into Bitcoin in 2013. Of course, that's a problem that most people wish they had. The SEC said that the ETF did not meet their requirements by citing issues with the involvement of Gemini in the process of establishing the value of the Bitcoin ETF. In addition to that, the SEC referenced low levels of trading volume in the Bitcoin futures market, which is only 20% the volume of platinum or 2.5% of silver futures trading. But to be fair, those are precious metals that have been traded for a millennia, so it's a bit of an unfair comparison. The SEC further rebuked that more than 3/4 of the volume of Bitcoin occurs outside the United States, and that a whopping 95% of the volume occurred on offshore, non-US exchanges. They also took aim at the bid-ask spreads, of which vary widely across exchanges, an issue that plagued the markets last year as the kimchi premium rose to prominence, particularly pronounced in terms of the drastic price inflation of altcoins, such as Ripple's XRP on Korean exchanges, a problem that has since dissipated. The SEC made clear that their disapproval did not rest on their evaluation of Bitcoin as a legitimate investment or on the innovative value of the underlying blockchain technology. Although with any regulatory decision based around Bitcoin, it's hard to believe that personal beliefs or biases did not play a role in the decision. The agency rested on their mission of preventing fraudulent or manipulative acts or practices and to protect investors. Naturally, the Winklevoss twins can appeal the decision. However, at this stage of the game, with so many large players knocking on the SEC's door for approval, it's now unlikely that the first Bitcoin or cryptocurrency ETF will be a Winklevoss one. In response, Cameron Winklevoss said that despite today's ruling, we look forward to continuing to work with the SEC and remain deeply committed to bringing a regulated Bitcoin ETF to market and building the future of money. Before you feel too bad for the twins though, despite this recent setback, they have and will continue to play a large, growing role in this space. The twins' contributions so far include, most importantly, their exchange Gemini, which was founded 3 years ago in 2015. It's an actually licensed and regulated exchange located in New York. The company also provides much needed custodial services for institutional clients. Although the exchange only supports Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Zcash at this time. The Gemini Exchange also partnered with the CBOE as its Bitcoin price source for the options exchange's futures. It has also partnered with NASDAQ to be the first digital currency exchange to make use of NASDAQ's smart market surveillance technology. The technology is used by the NASDAQ exchange to seek out and eliminate unusual trading behavior in an effort to reduce market manipulation. A helpful tool, no doubt, to use against the SEC's current criticisms. In fact, NASDAQ CEO Adena Friedman has herself expressed her openness of the NASDAQ stock exchange adopting cryptocurrencies at some point in the future. But that's not all. Gemini has also been developing block trading for its users, which can be thought of as similar to an OTC or over-the-counter market catered towards large-scale volume trading, in which trades can be accomplished off-book and published with a slight delay in order to minimize the risks of localized volatility. And if all that wasn't enough, they've also begun work on a virtual commodity association that would act as a self-regulating organization for digital currency markets, especially aimed towards efficiency and transparency. Well, that's all for now. Let me know in the comments section below, do you think the SEC was just in their denial of the Bitcoin ETF? And does this mean that the CBOE's proposal is doomed for the same fate in August? Or how about the question, would you personally invest in a Bitcoin ETF? And if so, how much? Let me hear your responses down below, and with that, I'll see you next time.